Hey guys, how's it going out there? Hopefully everybody's doing fine and keeping safe. I know we're off. They gave us an extra 2 weeks, and I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be after that, but we'll see how it goes. And in the meantime, we'll kind of work with what we have, and what we have is Google Classroom. So hopefully y'all were able to log in to your actual classroom. This is kind of what third periods looks like. I also have second and fifth, which are my eighth graders. I'm doing this video for the eighth graders. On everybody's page, I uploaded the distance learning packet that either you can pick up physically from the district, or if you couldn't make it over there, we have it here online for you. Okay, this is what you're going to be working on for the first week. I'm going to be making a video or two this first week because we're kind of learning the same thing throughout the whole week. And I'll be posting them up here so you can watch and kind of see what you got to do. I also have assignments and stuff. I already have one up, but again, it's not due until Monday. But um, I'm going to kind of go over it now, and that way you have time to kind of look at the video and see what you got to do. Okay. So let's get into what we're going to do this week. This week we are working with solving one variable equations with variables on both sides. If you notice, it's going to be done all week. And then we have kind of like a 7-page packet that we're going to be working on throughout the week. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with page one. And this is kind of the page I'm going to go over, and then you all are going to actually work on page two as your assignment. Okay, student name, teacher name. If you have the physical copy, you can do that, but if not, don't worry about it. So the TEK is 8.8C, which is model and solve one variable equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign that represent mathematical and real world problems using rational number coefficients and constants. Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be solving for x. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. Now I know some of you rely on your graphing calculators. There's functions for you to use to easily solve for x. I know that we're not on campus, so I doubt anybody has a graphing calculator lying around their house that they could use. And I've been telling you this all year. At least know how to do it without the calculator, because there may be a time that you don't have one, and here we are. So hopefully you were paying attention as I was going over this earlier in the year. But if not, I'll give you a couple more examples to kind of hopefully get you where you need to be to solve these problems. Okay. So it says here, when modeling an equation, a verbal description must be translated into mathematical symbols. Recall that an equation states that two expressions are equal. Look for keywords to identify the operations needed to write the correct equation. Okay. So we're turning our words, your verbal descriptions, which is what most of your STAR questions are, paragraphs with words in them, and you have to change them into mathematical symbols, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, put the equal sign where it belongs, all of that. So in order to do that, we need to know some keywords. Okay, so we're going to fill in the table with each word where it belongs. I'm not going to do all of them now because I don't want this video to run too long, but basically you're going to look at the words down here, you're going to put them where they belong up here. So like increase by, that would be addition, right? You're increasing it by a certain amount. If I were to say each, now each is a little bit different. Each can be multiplication or division depending on how it's used. If you looked at the word decrease by, okay, decrease by would be subtraction, right? You're decreasing, you're taking away. If you're withdrawing, that's subtraction. Withdraw. Okay. If you're depositing, that's addition, right? If you're saying twice the amount, that's multiplication. If you're saying half the amount, that's division. Sum would be addition. Difference would be subtraction, so on and so forth. There's a lot of words down here that they want us to put in, and I don't want to go through every one of them, but please at least know where these go here, because when you read them on a word problem, you need to know exactly what it is you're doing in that word problem. So for example, let me get into example one right away. Okay, they want us to write the equation to represent 3 times a number decreased by 4 is equal to, and there's the keyword right there, equal to, right? Twice the number increased by 3. So what is the number? So we want to know what is the number. That's what we're trying to solve. So the number is going to be our variable, and we usually use x. Okay, if you want to use a different letter, that's fine. Sometimes you'll see the letter kind of written like this, only because we don't want to get confused with the multiplication symbol. So they'll write the letter X a little bit differently. They'll put it italicized or whatever it might be. So here they kind of walk you through the problem. It says 3 times a number means what? Well, what is the number? I already said the number is X, right? That's what a number represents. So 3 times a number is going to be 3 times X, right? Or 3X, right? 3 times whatever X is. Decreased by 4 would be to minus 4, subtract 4. Is equal to, is your equal sign, of course. Twice the number, there you see that again, the number, again, the number is X. So twice the number would be 2 times X, right? And then increase by 3 would be plus 3. So I'm going to put this all together now. I have 3x minus 4 equals 2x plus 3. Okay, but they want to know what that number is. They want us to solve for x. We have to solve for x. Okay, so remember that when we solve for x, we have to isolate the variable. Isolate. Those of you that play, basketball, isolation. We're getting that one guy by himself that's dribbling by himself, right? Trapping on, things like that. We're isolating. We're getting it by itself. So we want to get this x by itself. Right now, we have coefficients. We have numbers that are with the x, right? 3 times x, 2 times x. Those we don't worry about until the end. The ones that we want to get rid of now are these numbers that are by themselves, right? The minus 4 and the plus 3. So I'm going to move 1 to the other side, and the one I'm going to move is the 4. I'm going to bring the 4 this way. So right now it's a minus 4. To get rid of that, meaning I want to make it a 0, it's kind of like this is a negative 4, right? So negative 4 plus what will give me 0? Plus 4, right? So if I do plus 4 on this side, I have to do the same thing to the other side of the equal sign. So these cancel out. Minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So that on this side, you're just left with 3x. And that equals 2x. And then I have plus 3, which is a positive 3, plus 4, which is a positive 7. Okay? So this is where I'm at now. 3x equals 2x plus 7. Now I want to get the x's by themselves on one side. So I'm going to bring this x this way. Okay? No. I'm going to bring this x this way. So minus 2x minus 2x, right? So these cancel out because 2x minus 2x is 0. And then here, 3 minus 2 is 1, right? 1x or just x. You don't have to really put the 1 when there's a 1 in front of the x. So 1x is equal to 7. So what is x equal to? X is equal to 7. Now, if you want to get rid of that 1, right, you would divide by 1 on both sides, but it's the same thing. X equals 7. The 1's cancel out. 7 divided by 1 is 7. So here, x equals 7. They wanted to know what x equaled. What is the number? The number is 7. Okay? So you're going to do that same thing for the next 3 problems. Of course, the problems are a little bit different, but they kind of walk you through it. They're kind of trying to help you out as much as they can with what's what, okay? So you're going to work on examples 2, 3, and 4, okay? And what I'm asking is for the answer. What is x equal? X equals what for all 3? So if you go back to your Google Classroom page, you'll see if you click the classwork page, and again, this is period 5, but if you're in period 2 or period 3, you do the same thing. Click classwork. You're going to see this quiz right here, Monday, March 30th. Okay, 0 of 5. And 5th period, I only have 5 students. So you're going to click this little link right here, and it's going to take you here. Notice that it has the question, how many quarters in his collection? I even wrote down page 2, question 2. All you're going to do here is you're going to type in what your answer is. You can either put x equals, and then whatever the number is, let's say 4. You can put in, if you don't want a space, x equals 4, but those are the only 2 ways you can write it. I don't think I put 4 equals x, okay? So always put the x first, x equals 4, or if you want a space, x space equals space 4, okay? And I'm not saying that's the answer for number 1, but if it was, that's how you would type it in. And you're gonna do the same thing for all 3, okay? Once you type in all 3 answers, now it's telling me that it's a required question. I have to answer the question. You're going to click submit, okay? And it's going to give me the grade, whatever it might be, whatever you got, okay? actually show me also who's turned it in, who's not, and it'll give me the grade for that assignment. So try to get it done. As when you watch the video, if you need to go back to this video to kind of look at how I did it or what I did, feel free to do that. You can even pause the video. One thing though, on this main page, if you have a question for me, guys, you can actually type it in here. And I think for you all, it'll give you the option to just send a message to me, or you can post it to where the whole class can see. But if you have a question, let me know. Ask on here, like, hey, sir, I don't understand, question 4, I don't understand what they're asking me to do. And I'll even make a video for you, specifically for that question. That way I can help you out as much as I can. Okay. So, yeah, try to get this done, guys. And again, try to stay safe, be safe, make sure you're washing your hands, make sure you're staying in. And, hopefully we'll see each other soon.